It's autumn in Blackness, and before the winter comes, our local alcoholic architect would like to improve the Great Hall. The plan is to raise the ceiling using pillars to make a double height room. If Kyle manages to stay sober, we might just finish before winter. He might soon have help though, as Petronilla has travelled to Blackness seeking to join us. Petronilla was a brickmaker and absolutely loved making bricks, a task that almost nobody enjoyed. She could also put a few bricks together if she had to, and she knew her mortar from her porridge. Basically, she could help Kyle build. As a downside, Petronilla is physically vulnerable. But she at least had some promise using a bow from a safe vantage point. It now makes sense to double our brick production as both Agisha and Petronilla enjoy the work. So long as Johnny can mine limestone as fast as we can craft bricks, we should have plenty of bricks to construct with. Our next technology venture is blacksmithing. To make good traps, we need mechanical components, crafted here on the forge. We're also able to make shackles at the blacksmith forge. Shackles are used on prisoners and prevent them from escaping. The Great Hall upgrade has progressed quickly, and it should be finished soon. It's a well-earned break for the builder-architect. He won't be resting for long. Our next plan is for a church of restitution. We will need to unlock technology to officially make this a church, but it will be a central focal point in Blackness, symbolising the choice between disorder, destruction and the noose, and the choice for order, construction and faith in something bigger. But we haven't forgotten the Oak Brethren faith that Blackness was founded on. The Oak Brethren temple will be in a cave, no doubt carved by the druid Johnny. The workshop burns with activity, keeping the limestone blocks flowing. A trader from the faithful sons of England comes. They've heard we're looking for a dog, and they brought one. The gods had sent us During, but we gladly buy the hound. We would call him Lenny. He was untrained, so it would take some time to train him, just like Darren. Below the church will be a crypt. The residents of Blackness will be remembered here. Another trader comes and we buy Osred a sturdy steel greatsword, but he is one level away from being able to use the sword. To train, Osred tries to duel with Petronilla, who is also a skilled combatant. Petronilla grabs a bardiche and they meet in the Great Hall. Even with just a short sword, Osred is too powerful and the dueling is deemed too dangerous. We finish the church and begin carving the cave that will become the Oak Brethren Temple. Given Osred's unrivaled melee skills, but a need to slightly improve to use his greatsword, he decides to hunt wild boar with just his short sword. He was close. One more boar and he'd be ready for the greatsword. He's wounded and considers pulling back, but it's everything or nothing. Osred has achieved his goal. The greatsword is his, and he seems to have won the attention of a geisha too. That night he can't even sleep for the excitement to wield his new sword. The church is complete and we now build an extra floor for rooms. Osred tests out his new sword and has developed a habit of fighting boars whenever he sees one. We learn Research 3, the highest form of research, allowing us to write theses. The crypt is almost finished. Mary is ready to show her true skill as an artist. We learn stone cutting, which allows an artist like Mary to be able to craft stone art at a stonemason's bench. That is, when she's not barding, cooking, researching, or training the growing number of dogs. The new bedrooms were a little bigger and have picturesque views. The hallway had double doors leading to the Great Hall's mezzanine. We do a quick test to see if gates can be used to create a room, as gates are different from doors in that they are either locked or open. We'll use this knowledge to build our Oak Brethren temple here in the mountainside, and yes, an open gate still allows for a room. Mary's white statues are a real centrepiece in the Great Hall, but we may need to move them around a bit. Towards the end of winter, the hunting season comes very early. We'll be feasting on venison for the whole year. Back in town, we learned Defensive Structures 4, the highest level of fortification, allowing us to build portcullises. These huge gates take time to open, but can be closed quickly with the sheer weight of them. This prompts us to begin a huge project of planning out outer defensive walls. At the same time, we learn beekeeping, allowing us to build candles from the wax, as well as giving us honey for food. The spring was on its way, and we were ready for the coming prosperity that it would bring. The outer walls were a huge project, but before we could even get started, the Church of the Third Coming had come for revenge. They had stealthily used the river to hide their approach. We ran circles around them and defeated them easily. Osred brought his fury to the battlefield, and now 3 of them had surrendered to the judgment of Blackness. In the current version of the game, there isn't a way to delegate a cell to a prisoner. The developer plans to add this in due time. Tomorrow we would begin the sentencing. The thrifty knight William, who was a melee champion for the Church of the Third Coming, was sentenced to hanging for his crimes against order. Magnihild, the rustic knight, was pardoned and released. Harry, the ambitious hunter, was sentenced to imprisonment with an option for early release if he should pledge loyalty to Blackness. Harry had passion in archery and in research. He could be an asset to Blackness if he decided to join us. Not long after the sentences, a non-partisan prisoner merchant came to Blackness. Most of the prisoners they were selling were former bandits, like the river bandits or the looters. There was certainly an opportunity here to find talented people to join Blackness. From the group of prisoners they sold, Redmond Berners caught our eye. He was not a bandit. He was from the Baird Sinraig, a neutral faction to Blackness. He was a tireless gardener who was brawny, making him a fast mover. The non-partisan prisoner merchant would only trade with prisoners or for gold and silver. We had plenty of gold coins from our trade deals with the faithful sons of England. We took Redmond as a potential ally. He could finish his sentence here comfortably in Blackness, and hopefully he would swear allegiance to us. Now that we had a growing prison population, it was decided that we should build an improved prison for our more long-term prisoners. At the same time, we needed to finish the planning for the outer walls. As the Warden of Blackness, it was Osred's duty to oversee the prisoners. His speech skill would be a determining factor in turning prisoners into reformed members of the community. and his speech skill was not quite as good as his skill with a sword. He'll schedule a meeting with the prisoners twice a day. He'll also work as one of the several gaolers who bring food to the prisoners. As we are offering them to join us, we do not apply shackles to them or make them do forced labour. As we're recruiting Harry and Redmond, we'll also take care of them. We provide them with finely crafted apparel, courtesy of Mary. We add gold candle holders into the Great Hall as an attempt to increase it from superior to luxurious. The Oak Brethren Temple has been an ongoing challenge as we try to build a double-height temple in the mountainside. And of course we have a substantial amount of build work planned that needs to be done. In preparation for the Oak Temple, we learn wood carving, allowing us to make wooden statues for the future temple. Religious structures will allow us to make the church and the temple official rooms and to be able to hold religious events in them. Ideally, we want the Oak Brethren Temple finished soon, as we don't want our citizens having any kind of religious conflict. At that point, Petronilla turned 26 and gained the Night Owl perk. This meant Petronilla could work at night while we slept, and she was a pretty skilled builder as well as a passionate brickmaker. The new prison wing was ready. It was just the barracks above that we needed to finish off. Osred would need to keep working on his speaking skills. Very soon it will be summer, and Blackness begins to look ethereal on the landscape. The reign for order against chaos has begun. Is the idea still pure, or has it begun to deviate? Time will tell.